Hello friends and welcome to Wafflecat Weekly number 15. Have the same Mistweaver in front of the same weekly vault, but things are different today because we're gonna get lucky. That's what I keep telling myself anyway. That's how I got myself out of bed. So we did a bit more weekly chests this week. We're slowly ramping up, doing some more keys. I decided, I believe in the last couple videos, I was thinking about maybe playing my Druid as a main alt, but after watching the Race to World first and seeing some keys and seeing how powerful Holy Priest is, I decided to do keys on my Priest this week and my Shaman. So I have one key on my Pally, Mistweaver, and Druid, 8 keys on my Shaman and Priest, as well as 2 heroic raid slots as well. So guaranteed that we get tier items this week. But we'll start off with our Mistweaver. Good luck to everyone if you haven't opened your chest yet, and sorry if you have. The chests have not been treating us very well. Okay, so we have a crit haste chest. This will be a direct upgrade over what I have. So we'll take this. I believe I can turn this into a tier piece as well at some point, which is nice. Given that it's 278, we're banking on that. All right. Oh, I didn't have my sound on. Sorry if you guys wanted to hear the loot item sound. Let's see. Let's get our chest enchanted so people don't make fun of us. My guys are so low item level. I used to say that before when I did these videos, and everyone would be like, oh, 255 or whatever. But now you see what happens. I'm sure all you guys are passing me on a lot of your characters just because I just haven't gotten a chance to play all of them. And yeah, I get declined to groups. It's tough out there to pug 15s. It's a tough pug world. So if you guys are struggling as well, you know, maybe not just getting into keys, but just or maybe not completing the keys, but just getting into them seems like the hard part. Don't feel too bad because everyone's struggling. All right, now we're on our Druid. Somehow our Druid's always here and parked somewhere weird. Maybe that's because that's where his hearth is. Our Druid got a good cape, and I don't think much else. We're hoping for something good. Oh no, I'm pressing G to open the vault. I've been playing too much Lost Ark. All right, let's see what we got here. We're opening in Moonkin spec, and we have Crit verse Riss. What do we have equipped right now? I need to learn my hotkeys. So we have crit verse socketed Riss. I mean, we definitely take these. We don't really like items without haste on them, but we're just trying to bump our item level up so we don't get declined into 15 keys on our alts. I think we have to enchant this too, don't we? I've been playing Necrolord on my Druid. It's a little hard to talk about and compare. Why do I have agility enchantments and not intellect ones? Hold on. It's a little hard to talk about damage just because my gear isn't great. I don't have like you know, all the juice that I need. So enchant bracers. Will this work? Okay, good. So I'm not really too sure on it yet. It does seem like it does pretty good single target damage, but that's about it. And unfortunately the double Lego won't boost the single target damage, so I'm still not sure. I'm still on the fence. I think Druid's definitely playable. It's better than it was in past seasons. It's just very unfortunate that they nerfed Kyrian Resto. But anyway, okay, so we have a small upgrade. I don't think it's worth that much, but we'll maybe be able to socket this or do something at some point. All right, so 2 usable items. Now we're on to our Paladin. I do kind of want to keep up to date on my Pally. I think there is a chance that people use Pallies and high keys just because they're really good at living. Dorky's been talking about this on and off, and it's like, yeah, Holy Priest is really good, and yeah, Shaman's really good, but they might struggle if we get like really late into the X-Pack and like multiple bosses one shot, especially looking at some of this Tazavesh stuff if that doesn't get nerfed or whatever. So anyway, I think this is only a 1 box on our Pally. We're still sitting in like pretty much BiS 915 gear. We have this really good neck that we got last week though from Tazavesh, and Mastery Heavy Bracers. Do I want this over crit haste leech bracers? I don't think I do. And in my last video, a lot of you guys were hollering at me for not taking these tokens because apparently you can turn these into sockets. So I'm actually not gonna take these bracers, and I'm just gonna take these tokens. Yeah, I don't know where or what I can do with these, but we'll definitely hold on to these. Hotel and Orbos. Let's look over here because I'm sure I'm sure some people don't know about that. Okay, what do we got here? Adds a socket to a season. Okay, so you need 6. So that's a third of a socket. Okay, that's not bad at all. That's not bad at all. Okay, and I think depending on how many of those vault things that you fill, you get more of these. So later on, I think you can get like, you know, 2 sockets or something in one item. But anyway, so now we're onto our characters with lots of slots that are guaranteed to get 278 tier items. Very excited for my new tier item that I get on both my priest and my shaman. So far, we're 0 tier items still on all 5 of our characters. I haven't been doing that much rating stuff, but we have 0 tier items, but that's about to change. We are opening in Shadow Loot Spec. We did get 2 rings in our last 2 weeks. And now we're going to get a tier item from the vault right here. So we have another 278 ring. I have to take the weapon. A 278 crit haste weapon. I really like this. As much as I'm a little upset that we didn't get a tier item, this is a decent ring, but I already have 2 278 rings with sockets, although they're both mastery heavy. Not ideal. It'll be good early season just for when I'm gearing up and my healing isn't as strong, but yeah, we're definitely taking this weapon. We definitely, all right, so we got a 278 weapon. We're happy with this. Crit haste is pretty good stats as well, and I think our haste is a little low on our priest, so I like having the haste heavy item. All right, so we will equip this. We will enchant this. All right, our priest item level is slowly climbing up with 3 278 pieces. We could use like a changeling. I need to farm some mist this week to try and get a changeling to upgrade up, and then I also need to upgrade up my Lego. So even though we're 260 in character sheet, we can up this pretty easily with just 1 or 2 drops. So okay, not disappointed with that, but again, we're looking for some tier. We're looking for some tier. And our shaman pull it home. We haven't even looked at the weekly quest or the weekly affixes either. We'll take a look at that after we open our vault. Let's see if my game ever wants to load. Okay, so our shaman has a lot of vault slots. We also did get a changeling in our weekly, one of our weekly miss keys. Unfortunately, we depleted that key, so it cost me a little more valor than I would have liked, but we did get a changeling, which is nice. We have boots that we've gotten 1 week, gloves, which are not super exciting, but it'll bump our item level. So our shaman is our highest guy by a little bit. We also have a couple heroic raid pieces, none of which are that exciting. But anyway, let's open our vault. Again, I'm opening an LE spec. Maybe, I don't know what we'd want for the second trinket. Let's see. And we get a tier item. Okay, so this trinket I think is pretty good. I'm pretty happy about this trinket. I believe this is a well-statted trinket. We have crit mastery pants, which we're not excited about. Heavy mastery shoulders, which we're not excited about. Crit verse cape, which we're not excited about because it's 265. And a socketed crit haste belt, which we don't really care about this at all either. But I think we're going for this trinket, and I think we're pretty happy about it too. I might be wrong. I might be off base on this, but I think this is a good trinket for Mythic Plus. It sounds a little silly, but giving 18 stats to somebody is going to be pretty useful if we got someone really blasting, and I can use that stat as well. I think we're taking this, and I think we'll be set on trinkets for a while. So unfortunately, no tier. Okay, so see, I got 6 tokens for this box, and I don't know how it decides exactly. I'm sure there's a, if you wowhead it somewhere, it'll tell you, but either way, I'm happy with this trinket. We got a 278 Solia's secret technique, and we can use this to juice our friends. So let's equip this bad boy. Let's put it on our bar as well. So nice. We got a couple pretty good trinkets. We still, you know, our character still needs work. When that creation catalyst comes in, we'll be able to make some tier stuff. So I'm not super worried about tier. It's a little frustrating, you know. People are going to be playing with double Legos and full 4 pieces, and I'm going to be behind, and I'm going to want to play with new toys, but it is what it is. Okay, so let's look at the weekly affixes. So we have Fortified Inspiring Grievous this week. Oh boy, this is going to be probably a pretty tough week. It's going to be a difficult week, but I guess if you can slam through the dungeons, it'll go fast. But man, this is going to be a pretty difficult week to stay alive. Depending on your gear situation, if you've been keeping up on your character and you're, you know, in the 265s, you've been raiding a little bit and you have gear, Grievous won't seem too tough. But if you are under geared a little bit, maybe like me, it might be a little tough to heal. This is a week where as a healer you definitely want to be focused more on just keeping everyone alive, not worrying so much about like just trying to deal damage or trying to do utility stuff. Like, you just need to play a lot safer and a lot more conservative this week. And inspiring is a tough one for pugs because generally speaking it's not always up to you what's going on. If you have a coordinated group, you can sort of decide how you handle inspired mobs, but in pugs, like, before you even know it, they, you know, your team might pull stuff. I would say keep in mind that every healer has a little bit of CC that they can use. With a shaman you can hex stuff. With a, you know, with a paladin you can Hajj or you can turn evil. You know, remember that you have tools that you can use to keep inspired mobs out. You can taunt too. Let's say you're playing a druid or a paladin or a monk, you can taunt mobs out. So just try and be aware of the ways you can take one mob out of the equation, because that might be something that comes up. Just to open up MDT real quick. Now keep in mind, I would want to talk a lot about these new dungeons, but I haven't even played inspiring on them yet, to be honest. I don't think anyone has. So you can see MDT isn't updated because I don't even think they know where all the inspiring mobs are. We're gonna have to figure this out. I would imagine that Streets of Wonder is going to be incredibly difficult this week, just because there's so many caster mobs everywhere. And so not only is it Fortified Grievous, which is going to make all this trash harder, but it's also inspiring, and who knows what's like this dungeon might just be completely closed this week. I could be wrong on that, but this dungeon already seems pretty tough. I would stay away probably. I'm not sure about Gambit. I think Gambit might be a little bit more reasonable. I don't think there's as many kicks and things going on, but it might be a little bit slower. One area that inspiring is always tough is, so you have this pack right here in Theater of Pain with, I believe, this guy. Will this show me this is inspired? Yeah, so this guy's inspired, and this guy casts a volley, which is pretty nasty. And you kind of got to either have a lot of cooldowns and burst this down, or do some weird CC thing. So keep that in mind, that you want to hold stuff for that pack. Another area is the Gore Chop Wing. There's like an inspiring mob here, inspiring mob here, there's inspiring mob here. So be very aware of the combination of these horrors or these inspired guys and these sludge spewers that cast this withering discharge. This is going to hit everyone in the raid or everyone in the party, and also like they're going to drop low, they're going to lose stats, they're going to get grievous, they're going to be taking more damage. So this is like top priority. I would take this area slower than normal. Don't feel bad about CCing one mob. You know, one thing you can do here is let's say you're running in, you can CC this one guy with like a paralysis or something, run and then fight everything else here, and then just fight this one guy alone. Normally that would be a little bit slow to fight one guy alone like that, but it's just something you have to do this week. Other than that, I don't think there's too many difficult parts. Mists and inspiring can be a little bit nasty just because of these packs that have like 1 or 2 casters with the inspired guy in there. Again, you know, the goal is to get to this point of the dungeon ahead and pretty strong on time, so that you can take some of these areas slow if you have to. But yeah, just don't be afraid to take stuff a little bit slow. This might be a difficult week. You might your group leader or your team might put you in some unwinnable situations, but that's okay. It just is what it is. But yeah, that wraps up our box opening and my thoughts for this week. Let's look at the weekly quest too. I always kind of want to do this, but I sometimes forget. So we have time walking, and you get a normal raid piece, it looks like. So not super exciting. I don't know if you can get tier from this. I know you could not get tier from the first week. Can you get tier from this now? I'm not sure. I think it might be the case that you can't, but I'm sure someone in the comments knows better than me. Yeah, that pretty much wraps everything up. I'm just remembering now that I had one more small episode of the Zero to Hero series I wanted to upload. I'm probably just going to do that like right now after I upload this, just because it's been way too long and I need to get that out there. And then after that, I just have like a big 8-hour block that I need to sort of scan through to make sure it's okay to just upload all at once. But it's almost definitely not going to be monetized, and it's just going to be something that I just to like, for everyone who wants to see the end of the series or watch that stuff, you can do that without having to delay it too long, because I'm getting to the point now where I want to start playing and streaming a little bit more, and I don't want to be caught up with some of that stuff. I also want to be working on guides for classes. A lot of people have been wondering where those are. It's mainly just because I haven't gotten as much opportunity to play it on PTR especially. So I'm not really as confident with my decisions. It's definitely going to be a tough week if I try and stream, because everyone's going to be wondering where you craft the Lego and what secondary Legos you make now that secondary Legos are coming out. So I'm gonna do my best to try and research that stuff this week, and then hopefully start putting out some guides. For sure, I want to learn more about Holy Priest, because it seems like Holy Priest is going to be really strong this season. But anyway, that wraps that up. I'm gonna go probably grab some lunch and then possibly stream later today doing some keys if I can find some friends to play with. But either way, thanks for watching. Good luck in your vaults as well, and happy keying, friends.